Yeah. Hello students, yesterday we had been discussed about charges and properties of charges. In that we done with only first point, charge is quantized. So going into the depth of that topic, so let me highlight the thing. Charge cannot exist. Charge cannot exist without mass. Whereas mass can exist. Whereas mass can exist. Best example, neutron. Best example, neutron. Clear? So coming to the line, neutron has mass which is non-zero, 1.6728 into 10 power minus 27 kg. But neutron has charge, you have to understand, neutron has charge 0. Clear? Now, so let me handle one more line. As we discussed, for any body, if at all this is a body, say a metal, you know, in metal plenty number of electrons are available. What? Plenty number of electrons are available, and hence I can say here, if number of protons, NP means number of protons, is equal to number of electrons, number of protons is equal to number of electrons, then body is said to be neutral. Body is said to be neutral. Then listen carefully. If I say number of protons is greater than number of electrons, what does it mean? You must understand that there are plenty number of electrons. In the last class we had been done plenty number of electrons, and from those plenty number of electrons I am removing 4 or 5 electrons easily. Then number of protons will be more than number of electrons, and hence body is said to be positively charged, because due to excess protons, understood? Done. If remember this, if electrons are removed, and here electrons were removed, when electrons were removed, obviously protons will be the excess one. Remember the line, you must understand, excess means the extra one, the charge on the body, mind it. So electrons were removed, done. What does it mean? Mass slightly decreases. Mass slightly decreases. Hope so understood. Gottaitama? When NP is greater than NE, number of protons are greater than number of electrons, it means that body gained positive charge due to excess protons. Excess, remember that, something extra, right? And electrons were removed, mass slightly decreases. Clear all of you? Yes. Now we will go what will happen when NP less than NE. Here I am writing, when NP less than NE means number of protons are lesser than number of electrons. What does it mean? It means that electrons are added. Electrons are added. Clear? And electrons are added and tell me, gains with charge, negative charge, because electrons are more. Very simple, electrons are more. Then when you add something, the mass of this part will increase, but electron mass is very less. How much? 10 power minus 31, that is 0.30 zeros, not 30 times and 1, which is very small, but still we are adding some amount of mass. So I must say mass slightly increases. Mass slightly increases. Hope so understood. Clear? Yes, this is all the story. So we will continue. Just copy down. Okay, done? Yes? Next property is charge is additive. Additive in the sense, you know the symbol summation mathematically. You know summation? And you know the symbol integration. Both gives you average values if you divide it by n. Clear? Okay, leave it. So if I say the charges are Q1, Q2, Q3 and so on, then people will ask you, what is the net charge? What is the net charge? Q net. What is the net charge? So what is the net charge? Very simple. Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, but mind it, Q Q1, Q2, Q3 always positive, that is wrong idea. It can be positive and it can be negative. Please mind it. How come? So let me say minus 2 microcoulomb, 3 microcoulomb and minus 1 microcoulomb. What is the net charge? The straightforward question. What is the net charge? So the net charge will be Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. So that should be minus 2 plus 3 plus minus 1. Wow, 0. The answer is 0 microcoulomb. It doesn't mean addition, so always it should be positive, so that is wrong idea. So please make sure the Q net is equal to minus 2 plus 3 and minus 1. The answer will be 0 absolutely. So you have to understand, it can be 0, it can be greater than 0, of course. It can be negative as well. How come? If I change this scenario, so keeping like minus 3, minus 4 and 1. If you go for minus 3, minus 4 and 1, what is the Q net value? Just tell me. Tell me ma. Yes, absolutely correct. Minus 3, minus 4, minus 7 plus 1, absolutely minus 6. This is what the story. So charge is additive. It doesn't mean always it will give you positive value. It can be 0, it can be negative, it can be positive. Hope so understood. Copy down. Yes. Now the next property. Coming to the next property, the property is about charge is conserved. Property is about charge is conserved. Clear? When charge is conserved, the people has to understand a very, very golden rule. In your first year classes, you had been studied in the lesson physical world, right? In that conservation laws of physics, conservation laws in nature, how many are there? 4. Let me recollect the things. Law of conservation of momentum, linear momentum. Law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of angular momentum. Finally, law of conservation of charge, which we are going to see now. So this is law of conservation of charge. So many students, in my experience, they have a doubt in applying the laws. But mind it, in every competitive exam, especially in NEET or JEE, damn sure they will ask the questions. There are 4 laws in physics. In chemistry, when you go for the law of conservation of mass is also there, which is not at all included in physics. Mind it. So, coming to this law, how to analyze and how to understand the law. People will say, yes, the law is there, some formula is there, you apply in the formula, you apply the formula in the problem. But listen carefully when to apply. You know, your home key is in your hands. You can open your home main door with that key, not the others. The same way, the law has one condition, whether it belongs to the problem or not. You have to check it out. How come? Remember, anywhere, first year or second year, if you are studying about law, mind it, once again I am saying, law means validity. Mind it, validity. When it is valid, sir, I have a law, I have a problem, maybe related, I can use, but no use, because you should cross check validity is applicable or not. And conservation, the meaning of conservation is remain same. Now what remains same? Yes, of course, I do agree, yes. Charge remains same under, yes. Under, tell me, under, yes, this validity, under this validity, the law is valid. What was that? Let me explain. Earlier days, people has one more law. Charge neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can transfer from one form to other. That was now a old rule. Of course, old is gold. I do agree. Clear? I do agree. But right now, it is mandatory to understand that the new generation, new rule has been updated. The rule is for an isolated system. For an isolated system, mind it, isolated, yes. Nowadays everybody is isolated, quarantine due to corona, right? Isolated, no contact with any other, no contact with anything, that is called as isolation. Any corona patient is there, he will be isolated, he will be quarantined. In his room nobody will go. So no contact. So if you take any two metal bodies, there should not be any contact between them. Then that is called as isolated. That is called as isolated. So now for an isolated system, what is this? Validity. Always you should check minded. And the problem comes in front of you, you check in that problem the body is isolated or not. Now for an isolated system, the total charge of the system, the total charge of the system remains constant. This is what the rule. Hopes all of you clear. Clear? Once again, for an isolated system, the total charge of the system remains constant. Like, if I have, you see this is the metallic sphere, I removed some of the electrons, n number of electrons, so that NP is greater than NE, right or not? Yes. When electrons are removed, then body will gain positive charge. Let me say positive 6 microcoulomb. Let me say. Clear? And then this is the body which is kept on an, remember, this is an insulated stand, not a conductor. You may think, sir, this is in contact, of course, but not at all a conductor. Wooden material is a bad conductor of electricity. Plastic, mica sheet. So I kept this sphere, metallic sphere like iron or copper, on this insulated stand. Right? So right now I removed some of the electrons, so the body gained positive charge plus 6 microcoulomb. Whether today I come, tomorrow you come, and day after tomorrow you come, every time the charge remains same. Yes, that is what I said, remains constant. For what? For an isolated system. For an isolated system, mind it. So first always you have to check it out whether it is an isolated system or not. Right? So let me take, this is sphere A. Gottaitama? Yes. Now take another sphere which is B, yes, which is also on an insulated sphere, having charge minus 2 microcoulomb. What does it mean? Minus 2 microcoulomb. What does it mean? It means that here electrons are added. Let me write. Here electrons are removed. Then mass slightly decreases. Yes, of course. And whereas here electrons added and mass slightly increases. Clear? Now what is going on here? So if you see tomorrow or day after tomorrow, both the charges remain same. Both the charges remains same. Clear? Now listen carefully. There is a wire between them now. You know, you had been studied, this is the symbol of switch. This is the symbol of switch. Now think of sit ideal and think now, if I close the switch, what is going to happen? Just for 20 seconds, think once. Yes, let me share that with you. So, let me write clearly. Before closing the switch S, charge on A is equal to 6 microcoulomb, charge on B is equal to minus 2 microcoulomb. before closing the switch, both the charges are conserved because no contact. Now, after closing the switch, yes, of course, what will happen? You know, in your school level you studied that charge flows from high potential to low potential. These are brand rules, just mind it. Charge flows from high potential to low potential. Heat flows from high temperature to low temperature. Fluid flows from high pressure to low pressure. Clear? Fluid flows from, means liquid, gas flows from high pressure to low pressure. Heat flows from high temperature body to low temperature body. Similarly, charge flows from high potential to low potential. So as of now, I am giving one formula. If I take A, comma B are identical spheres, if I take them as identical spheres, just listen carefully. After closing, yes, switch S, charge flows from high potential to low potential. Which is high potential? Yes, plus 6 is high potential because positive charge, minus 2 is low potential because negative charge. So just believe in my words. I will discuss later on what is potential and all in the next chapter. So till then, just believe in my words. After closing switches, charge flows from A to B. Then final charge is given by final charge on Q final on each. On each, because identical, it will have same charge. It will be QA plus QB by 2. QA plus QB by 2. Wow. Then what is the final charge on each? 6 plus minus 2. 6 plus minus 2 upon 2. The answer will be, tell me, 6 minus 2, 4 by 2. Obviously 2. 2 microcoulomb on each. So this is Q final on A. Of course, this is Q final on B. Now seriously, as I discussed, law, validity, isolated. But when I keep the contact, it was not isolated. Yes. Now see, this is Q final and this is Q final A and B. Hence, you can understand initial charge on A. If you see, what is the initial charge on A? 6. Now what is the final charge on A? 2. Law is not valid. Why? Law says that the total charge remains constant. Initial charge is 6, final charge must be 6. So if you talk individually, let me write here, Q initial on A is not equal to Q final on A. Similarly, for B, Q initial on B minus 2. If you see carefully, Q initial on A will be 6, whereas Q final on A is equal to 2. Similarly, Q initial on B is equal to minus 2. Q final on B is equal to 2. Yes, all changed. All changed. Then what to do right now? Quite interesting. What to do? Yes. For this situation, law is not valid. For this situation, law is not valid. Then, quite interesting fact. I wrote here, if you recollect the things, system. Yes. If A plus B, if you take your mom and your father as one system, together, parents, together as a system, you see now, miracle, Q initial A plus B. What is Q initial A plus B? See here, plus 6 because charge is additive, minus 2, 6 plus minus 2 which is 4, and Q final on A plus B, yes, this is 6, sorry, final charges on each is 2. So this is 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Absolutely. Wonder, what a miracle. Yes, the law is valid. You can see here, the law is valid. Because initial charge is 4, final charge is also 4. That's all. So at the same time, law is not valid, I am saying. Yes, when you talk individually. If you talk A separately, B separately, initial charge, final charges are different. So law is not valid. But if you fight together, A plus B as a system, initially 4, finally also 4, so hence law is valid. Hopes all of you understood. Gutaitama? That's all. Copy it down. Yes. So now the next property. Next property is charge is non-relativistic. Mind it, charge is non-relativistic. Clear? Now, the non-relativistic means what? Of course you can write, but not mass. But not mass. In the higher end of classes, you will study that mass will change. How come? That is special theory of relativity, you will come to know, but not mass, because m is given as m naught into under root of 1 minus v square by c square. No need to think much more into the depth of this. Just listen. Where m naught is called as the rest mass, for this board let me say mass is m naught. If this board is moving with a speed of light, clear ma? Then obviously you can understand from here. Clear? Clear ma? So listen carefully. Better to keep here inverse, then you will understand very well. So look here, this will be clearly written as m naught upon 1 minus v square by c square. Now see, when the speed of the mass increases, then whole denominator will decrease. When the whole denominator decreases, mass will increase. And in this topic, into the depth of the topic, we are not going to discuss because this is out of your syllabus. Okay, let it be. Come to the point. Charge is non-relativistic, which I can call it as invariant. Invariant means remains constant. What does it mean? It means that Q static is equal to Q kinetic, and some people may say that dynamic whether Q is in rest or Q is in motion, it doesn't matter, charge remains same. Copy down. Clear? So, next point. Similar point charges like plus plus, minus minus, ripple. Similar point charges ripple, or people may say that like charges ripples, unlike charges like plus minus attract. But remember, inside the nucleus, clear? Proton neutron attract till less than 0.8 Fermi. After that they will repel, remember that. Okay, done? Clear? Even proton neutron. So now by rubbing, so you see there is a glass rod and there is a silk cloth. This is a glass rod and this is the silk cloth. Initially both the bodies are neutral. Clear? So when I rub this, glass rod will acquire positive charge and silk cloth will acquire negative charge. Wow, how come? When I rub, what will happen? Heat energy will develop, and that heat energy may be the booster for the outermost electron to remove from the surface of the glass rod, and it will transfer from glass rod to the silk cloth. Clear? Okay, let it be. Now see, what is the charge acquired on the glass rod? Well, let us say plus 2 microcoulomb, and here minus 2 microcoulomb. Let us assume, no confusion. Here it is very clear. If you talk about the magnitude, yes, both are 2, equally shared. But while rubbing, it will take a time and energy loss, right? Of course, I got positive and I got negative. This is what? And remember, on two bodies, charge on one is exactly equal to minus of charge on two. Clear? Those two bodies are equal and oppositely charged, while in case of rubbing. But the second case, in case of conduction, by conduction, remember, conduction says that contact is there. Conduction says that contact is compulsory. Contact. So wherever contact is there, so let us say this is the this is the metallic sphere, and you see it is kept on an insulator, initially neutral. Now I brought this glass rod and I made it in contact. Then obviously charge flows from high potential to low potential. Remember, reality, electrons will flow. So from here to here, electrons will flow, and at least one or two will get neutralized. and then this from here, from the sphere, electrons are removed. Hence this will become positively charged. Hence finally there is less charge on glass rod and there is a charge on sphere. So here the main drawback is if I say this is primary body, if I say this is secondary body, so if with the help of primary body I can charge at least 2 or 4 spheres only, because the primary charge goes on decreasing. This was the drawback. And the secondary body gains the charge. You see here, in the previous case they are equal and opposite, but here they are in the same sense. Positive, positive. Opposite charge is acquired by the second body in case of rubbing. Same charge, matlab similar charge, is acquired by the second body with the help of the primary body. But there is a loss of a charge in primary body. Charge will lose, obviously. Now the third method, which was the golden method of induction. Method of induction. So please make sure that by the method of induction we can say that induction, no contact. Just like right now I am teaching the subject, I am not putting my hand on your body, on your head. I am inducing from my words, from my expressions, I am inducing the subject into your mind. That is called as induction. Clear? That is called as induction. So no need of contact. Then what should I do? You see here, this is the sphere and this is the glass rod of positively charged. Now if I brought close to here, but remember initially this glass rod has plenty number of electrons which are coincide. Proton, because atomic level there is very small size, so that we can't say that this is electron, this is proton, because that is minute. So they are, yes, together they are holding. But now when I keep this close enough to this, then what will happen? These positive charges will attract the electrons, and these electrons will come till here. What happens to the protons? They will disperse. Like boys and girls in the assembly, how they will disperse separately, in the same way they will disperse, because positive will repel. Yes, finally the scenario changed. Now see, left hand side body, yes, this side is fully negative. Right hand side body, yes, that side it is fully positive. Now I would like to ask you one question. What type of the charge is there on the glass rod? What type of charge is there on the glass rod? Yes, positive. Then what is the charge on the sphere? Answer my question. What is the charge on the sphere? Yes. Come again. Yes. 0. Why? How many number of electrons are there? That many number of protons are all there. Right? What does it mean? Neutral. In the beginning, basics I discussed. Because no electron is removed, no electron is added. Now see here, when I ground this, what will happen? As I discussed, charge flow is nothing but protons flow, but reality electrons will flow. So what will happen? Ground has plenty number of electrons. When you close the switch, electrons will come onto the conductor. But mind it, what is happening? First, one electron will come and it will sit here and it will get neutralized this. Okay, done. Second electron is still coming because Coulombic force of attraction. In physical world lesson you studied, gravitational force is weaker. Then this will get neutralized. And the third electron will come, neutralize. Fourth electron will come, neutralize. Hence, this whole side will get neutralized. And now, the fifth electron will try to come. But these four electrons will repel. So that cannot enter into the room of the sphere. Hence, finally, what will happen? If I remove this, remove the grounding, remove grounding and rod, glass rod. Remove the grounding and glass rod and stay back with the sphere. Yes, the sphere is there. Yes, it is kept on the insulator. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 electrons will be realigning like this. Wow. See now, this body is purely negatively charged. And we have still the glass rod in my hand with the same 4 number of protons. So primary charged body, charge is not decreasing yet, but electrons are gained by the secondary body. So this is the golden method to charge. So that's all for today's story. Till then, happy practice. Thank you.